What is up, guys? Rick Schmackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of a PSA, some information that I think could really help you out. Now, Destiny 2 is a massive game, and there are so many different activities to do. Forges, strikes, PvP, raids, whatever, and you probably are thinking, well, what activities should I do? What should I prioritize? Obviously, most people are going to be going after those powerful gear drops, and overall, that is likely the best approach. You want to level up and be capable of doing higher level activities, getting better loot, etc. But that shift in making the powerful gear sources lesser than they were before Shadowkeep and focusing people's attention towards these few activities has made people neglect a lot of the older activities that are not awarding powerfuls. Well, you shouldn't necessarily neglect them, especially the old raids. That is my big tip to you guys. If you can, be running those older raids. Last Wish, Crown of Sorrow, Scourge of the Past, etc. because they're actually giving out pretty valuable loot in the form of, well, a few different things. Now, in the background is going to be gameplay. We're running through Last Wish with some spicy exotics for some future videos. Stay tuned for that. But again, we're running through this raid. I am not even concerned about the loot. I'm doing this kind of for a video, and then I keep noticing loot drop after loot drop, and I'm going, hey, that's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good, because the armor quality is actually insane. I got multiple pieces that were almost 60 and a few beyond 60 in terms of overall stats. That is super good. That is incredibly rare, and you really want to get that because it is so unbelievably resource intensive to completely masterwork a piece of armor. You have to get the prisms, and then God forbid you actually have an Ascendant Shard, which is super difficult to attain and costs even more resources to buy. So if you are going to commit to masterworking a piece of gear, you want it to have the absolute best stats you can get. And throughout these entire Last Wish runs, there was people every single encounter, oh, I got 61 boots, I got 63 for a helmet, I got 60 something. Like, people were getting really high stat gear for doing this, way higher than other activities. Like, if you're just randomly leveling up, if you're doing the Crucible, if you're doing Vanguard, I was just constantly getting low 50s, if not sometimes 40. Like, if you get a Dreamsbane piece of gear or something and it's 48, you're not going to spend all those resources masterworking that piece of armor because there's so much better pieces of armor out there. So these old raids are firstly rewarding extremely high stat level gear. But secondly, they're also going to be rewarding the Year 2 versions of the original raid mods. In fact, I was lucky enough to get this. That is the Year 2 version of Taken Armaments, one of the most, frankly, overpowered armor mods in the entire game. This thing arguably ruined Gambit. Like, that is how powerful this mod is, and now I can equip it to Year 2 armor. There's a little bit of an asterisk beside that though. You actually can only equip it to Year 2 versions of the Season of the Outlaw armor. So, if I get one of those incredibly high stat roll Last Wish armor pieces, like I mentioned earlier, I can put this new Year 2 version on it. The really important thing, and what makes this so valuable, and I'm so happy I got it, is the fact that since it's a Year 2 armor mod, it doesn't delete itself. Now, I have got one Taken Armaments mod before. It's on a piece for my Hunter, and that's it. So if I'm playing, Gambit, if I'm playing an activity with Taken and I'm using my Titan or my Warlock, I don't have access to that mod because I would have to delete armor and it'd just be too much of a hassle. But with this mod, that's not the case. I can equip it to as much of the Season of the Outlaw gear as I possibly want, and it'll work on all of them. So you only need to do this once. You only need to get Taken Barrier, Taken Armaments, all of the very useful mods. That's not to mention, guys, The Crown of Sorrow is dropping Hive Barrier. So take damage from Hive, then you get like what, 20% damage resistance for a short time. It's also dropping Hive Armament. So you kill Hive and you have a way higher chance to get heavy ammo. Is there a certain place that's new to the game that has a lot of Hive? I can't think of any. I can't think of any new nightmare-style activities, let's just say, that have a lot of Hive and where a Hive armaments for Armor 2.0 would be incredibly valuable, super useful to have. Well, if you guys think of anything, let me know, because yeah, my point is these mods are still super good. The fact that you can get the Armor 2.0 versions is absolutely nutty. It means you only need to get them once. It's gonna let you ascend in a lot of current activities. These are not like mods and gear that should be stuck in the past. You should definitely take the time to do some of these old raids. And the good part is that all the old raids are around 750 light. There is absolutely no light level disadvantage like there used to be. So if you tried to do, Crown of Sorrow when it was new and got your butt handed to you, well, it's a lot easier now just from the fact that enemies are much easier to kill and you're going to take a lot less damage because of those light levels. And because these raids have been out for a while, so much more of the player base actually know how to beat them. And so throwing together a team for Last Wish is going to be so much easier than throwing together a team for Garden of Salvation. There's more interest in Garden of Salvation, but in terms of a quality team that's actually going to beat it, you have a much better chance with the older raids. So, just want to bring you guys that tip. Don't ignore those older raids. They're still extremely valuable and they're dropping some great stuff. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.